I would like to take care of my berry garden and of course my tomato bed over here. But first I'll harvest. There are a few red ones that I can serve with mozzarella tonight. And then I'll try to do some light maintenance around here. It's huge. So there are also a few blackberries to harvest. So I really have to take care of the neighbors' ivies over here because I don't really like any ivy in my garden. They're so invasive, so I have to try to cut them off. I just don't have space in my compost, and I don't want it in my compost, and my organic waste bin is also full, so I hope she won't mind if I cut it and just drop it in her side of the garden. Since I was gone for almost 6 weeks on and off, I wasn't able to take some suckers off the tomatoes. So some even has tomatoes growing now on it, but I can still probably take some off. Like this one here. Okay. So I took some off there already. Oh, okay. This still okay. This okay. They are so tall, and I didn't even fertilize. It's just compost. But it is usually the case. I don't fertilize again. I just put a lot of compost in spring before planting them. And it was always enough. So. It's not too late. So I'll just let it grow. Already has tomatoes hanging to it. There's another sucker here. Okay, I think that's good. I have to harvest some berries now. These are the Josta berries, and there were a lot of ripe ones that already fell. So I just cleaned it up, put it in the compost, and I have a few to harvest here. I was traveling with my college roommates for a few weeks, and my husband was home, but the only thing he did was harvest the blueberries. And there are more. And a wasp started eating the blueberries that are ripe now. So I will harvest what I can harvest. The gooseberries are now ripe too, and it started dropping some fruits down there. So I'll be harvesting them now. So the clary sage is now done, and there are a few more blossoms, but I'll cut them all the way down now because I don't like all the seeds germinating in spring. So I will be putting this in my organic compost bin because I don't like too many of this clary sage germinating in my garden. The lavenders are now done, but I can't harvest them anymore since they already dropped all the seeds. So what I'll do is just cut it all the way to the flowering stalk, maybe a centimeter lower, and then they will get a hard prune in spring of next year. I will also be cutting down most of the Bloody Williams now. There are still a few blossoms, but most of them are now done. There are seed pods now, so I think I'll just be cutting them down. Maybe I'll get more flowers. Who knows? So now that the rose camions or Bloody Williams are done blossoming, the zinnia should take over if we get enough sunshine, which we didn't have for a few weeks according to my husband since I was gone. But I'm still hoping. So this area will still look good. The roses are putting out more buds again for the second flash. Guys, I'm quite in a hurry to finish this video. I wasn't able to finish it yesterday because just something came up and couldn't finish it. Anyway, it's starting to rain again, and I just want to show you what I did. So I did the tomato bed. I took all the suckers from the tomatoes that I can take out. I did a lot of harvesting here yesterday. I tied the gold raspberry stalks to the iron support. Since the berries are now growing, and when they turn bigger, it's just flopping since it's too heavy for the stalk. So I'm done with that. I cleaned up, cut most of the ivies from my neighbor because I don't like them in my garden. I harvested the gooseberries. I also harvested some blueberries, but there are a few more. I also harvested all the Yosta berries that I can harvest. That is my composter back there, but I'll show you that some other time. I pruned the lavenders, and I'm waiting for the zinnias to take over here. The red dahlia that I just transferred is looking good, putting out a lot of flowers. I actually just transferred this dahlia when I came back from my break because it was growing where my cut flower bed is, and it was just too red for that area. So I transferred it here. And it actually goes with the Nostalgie roses here that started to put out flowering buds again for the second flash. I left a rose campion here, or Bloody Williams, just because there are still some blossoms. So guys, I'm done cleaning up the berry garden to the left and the ornamental plants to the right, and it looks good again. We'll try to upload regularly again and hope you join me. And for now, I'd like to say bye. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one.